I'm Tyler Locker, driver of the number 418 Blood Eagle four-cylinder.
And I'm Kale Maben, driver of the number 17 Legend car.
And I'm Levi Moores, driver of the M80 Legend car.
Heyo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here, another episode on the Blood Eagle Racing Podcast. Of course, I got my two buddies here with me, Cal and Levi. What's going on, guys?
Oh, not much, man. Just got a lot of work done around here at the house this weekend because everybody got rained out this weekend. So me and Levi came over Saturday morning and we did some work out on the trails and we're ready to go riding, but we're really ready to go racing. What you got, Levi?
Yeah, I was gearing up to go because when everyone was rained out 35 Raceway, they were holding on to the last minute to try to get us up there, and was about ready to have my car ready to go. And 8 o'clock yesterday morning, they had to make the call and say we're not able to make it. So yard work it was, trail cutting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's what it was. We got like an inch and a half of rain up here, so we didn't get any racing in. So it's gonna be looks like a lot of tracks a lot of tracks they haven't even had a opening night yet. And I know one track around here, they tried opening up in March, and they've been pushed every week. They've canceled, and it's looking, the weather here coming this week around here. It's looking like this week's gonna be a opening for a lot of tracks in my area, which is, I mean, it's normal. I mean, the beginning of May is normally whenever we're able to actually start racing. This year was kind of weird though, especially we had snow up until about a little after the middle of April. So, but no, yeah, I'm looking forward to this week here, this weekend. I tell you what, it was kind of nice though, not having to spend a whole bunch of money heading to the track. So
Yeah.
it was nice on the pocketbook. So I mean, we have that. I mean, you can take just the best out of the worst situation. Like I said, everybody canceling because the whole East Coast got this
Oh
rain.
yeah, big time.
Right. We we went out to eat out at the lodge in west of Portsmouth, Ohio, and we drove by the racetrack and it got flooded. It's underwater. They were supposed to open up, I think, May 21st. May 21st, they were supposed to have their first night, and I doubt that's going to happen. It was all flooded. So
Wow, that's I remember you guys
maybe
telling me
June.
about that one.
Yeah.
It's how you could get jet skis. Don't people take jet skis and boats and stuff out on it?
Oh,
They,
one guy did.
yeah.
He someone sat up on the because there's a highway that runs right behind the track, right behind the grandstands. I I gotta give the guy props too, because it was like I think 40 some degrees that day. That guy was out there in shorts and no shirt with a life jacket on, running a jet ski around what would have been the track surface.
Yeah, I think that was in what 2020 when COVID was going on or whatever.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was I think the winter, either there or 2021. It was coming out of the winter time, I believe.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
was, yeah.
Raw funny though, but well, I know.
We didn't get a lot.
Oh, go ahead, Levi.
Well, I was gonna say we didn't get a lap time, so we don't know if he broke any records or anything like that.
Oh man, I've only been on a jet ski once, and it was weird. It was almost like a snowmobile. It reminds me of a snowmobile a lot. I don't know. Maybe
I
that's
don't even know it.
well,
Never rode one of those
you never rode a snowmobile?
in Texas. Yeah, right.
No. Well, you've been up here for how long?
Yeah, but we haven't really got a bunch of snow since I've been here in Ohio. So
I gotta say that's one of the least selling of any power sports device in our area is a snowmobile. I don't know anybody personally in the area that owns one.
Well, it's so weird, your guys, like how your weather is, because like West Virginia is like they're worse than us for like snow and maybe because like the elevations and stuff. Like I know like a place that I hunt in Dolly Saws down there, they close it off. Excuse me. They close it off in the wintertime because it just gets too bad. A lot of people do a lot of cross country skiing up there, And
Yeah,
you got
that area's a lot higher elevation than, I mean, especially than what we are. Cause I went there in the wintertime once, and uh, I mean, they were on the verge of it then. I mean, that day happened to be the coldest day on West Virginia record, I believe.
yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, like, you guys ain't that far off. You guys butt up. I mean, Kel, you work in West Virginia, across the. Oh, you're down by Kentucky, though, Levi. But I mean, you guys are all right there. I mean, it's not. It's
Mhm.
a hour drive, and you're in the heart of um, or West Virginia, or
Mountain.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe 2 hours, but still, I mean, you guys are about the same as me, and your guys' weather is completely opposite than up
Right.
here or even
Mhm.
down there. So
Right.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm getting at.
yeah. Even at that, um, like what we talk about when we go to the mountains and all that in West Virginia, which it really is 2 hours or less for us to get. But to get there, it is a pretty big elevation difference. I mean, say we go down to the Carolinas and stuff like that, we go through Beckley. I mean, I would say it's a few thousand feet change between like the West Virginia border to getting to the other side of Beckley towards the mountain tunnels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not
But
a few thousand, but it's enough that when we were going down to pick up my car, that it was raining, near the verge of raining at home, and there was about an inch or two of snow in Beckley.
yeah. Well,
And yeah.
and that's why you guys are the Midwest, or what is it? What would we argue that one day?
Here we
Yeah,
go.
we're technically the Midwestern
Yes,
region.
and that's why, Cal, because you guys are flat, just like the Midwest.
Midwest, and we're oh my gosh, don't get us started on
Well,
that
hey,
one.
I'm all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But
Well, I
that's
was
a
gonna
little
say,
inside joke.
yeah, I was gonna say another thing that affects the weather for us big time of all things is the Ohio River itself, which I can't remember where I heard about the study, but apparently it's got enough of the current is actually strong enough that it changes some wind patterns and weather patterns above the water, that it kind of messes with the water in the region. Not to mention all the chemical plants we've had in the region. I
Yeah,
would say those had a, because there's like a bubble. Like you can watch like snow patterns and stuff like that. They'll be calling for like 3 or 4 inches to hit us, and we might get a dusting. You can just like watch the storm clouds like part around our area and then just close back off
yeah,
shortly behind it.
that's crazy. That's crazy. But now I only have, I don't know, maybe one topic maybe to talk about here. But I know you guys had a few things you guys wanted to discuss since like I said, I didn't do no racing or really anything. Got I'm telling you what, man, parts. I just don't see a lot of racers finishing off. I'll say this real quick before we get into your guys' thing. I had to order a clutch and another part here this past week, and they're about done. They said they don't really. Actually, the place I ordered it from didn't even have it. They had to get a hold of the manufacturer and then have them send it to me directly. But they are about out, and I'm telling you right now, it's rough. I think parts this year, which I would have thought coming right out of COVID, parts were going to be bad, but for some reason, it's just nobody can get caught up, and I know uh, like I said, I lucked out with what I had to get, but it's getting rough out there for a lot of racers, and like I said, and even coming here in the next couple months, guys are gonna be breaking more parts. It's just I don't see it lasting. That's all I gotta say. If it's bad right now, I mean, how's it gonna be when guys are breaking stuff all you know what I mean, every Friday, every Saturday night, and even some Sundays, guys are breaking stuff all around, and they're buying them up, and if you need a part probably in August to finish out the year, maybe for a championship, I think you're going to be. Hopefully, they got it or they get something figured out. But just a lot of people I've talked to, and some of the businesses I've talked to, um, everyone's just on back order so much. I mean, they get them, boom, they sell out, and then they're on back order again. I mean, it's within a couple days they're they're sold out, and it's gonna be crazy. But going on to you guys, so what do you guys got for us?
No, I had a question for you,
Oh, a question for me?
Tyler. Yep. I have a question for you.
Well, I'm the greatest racer, and here's why. So the I'm just
Yeah.
joking. Go ahead.
No, did you get your transmission?
Did I get a tranny?
Yeah.
I did. I found one. Um, I found one locally here, and because I bought a part off somebody in the area, and like I said, I thought it was junk, so I'm not gonna buy it. If I know someone's dealing with him, I'm not buying a tranny off them because I just don't want to waste money. And but I did find one that was the what I wanted, right gear ratio and whatnot. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I pretty much exhausted every lead that I have trying to find that tranny. So um, that's just another thing I'm saying with the parts. I mean, it's getting rough. I mean, the neon stuff I understand, especially like the trannies and stuff. They don't make them no more. We've been running them. You know, I know in our area, uh, they they were the one to beat for 20 years until the Hondas came. A neon
Right.
was the fastest. I mean, it's that's the car in the four-cylinder division that has the most wins that I'm aware of, especially up here in the northeast region. I mean, they were everywhere, kick and tail. They're still doing it today. Are still competitive at least today. I wouldn't say they're out there completely dominating, but they're definitely competitive cars, and so I could see that. With the shortage of trannies, but I mean, we ended up getting one, and so I'm not gonna lie. So I had back in the day, I used to weld them. Um, I used to weld the trannies, and there's right where the gears are. I used to 4 points. There's where they all touch. I would put a little bead in there, put a little bead in there, and whatnot. And just to go to show how much it's changed, I think I did that twice with two trannies, from 2009 to 2012, 13. I probably only went through two trannies for maybe getting hit and binding up and then breaking, but just the power difference of how it was then to how it is now. That's my fifth tranny in 2 years. So
Wow.
and what's happening? We keep tearing them apart, and it's the same stuff. Um I have another tranny that's still good when it comes to that stuff. Third gear synchronizer's bad, and second starting to go bad. So I am right now. I'm kind of finagling around getting that fixed. But the welds they just keep breaking. Now, for anyone, he doesn't listen. I'm a certified welder. I've been welding a long time. I probably should weld probably a little bit more. I did on my last one, but going back to what um like I said before, when I did it back in the day, I had no problems with them. So if you don't have no problems with them then, just do it now, right? You think it'd be okay? Well, two of the trannies were wrecks. The housing got cracked because of a wreck. It wasn't that, but I had two of them that the welds broke. So, and what happens is the weld will either break off or one piece will break off, not even the whole weld. Maybe just one breaks off or whatever, and then next thing you know that goes through, and that's it's actually it destroys everything in the transmission. I'm missing teeth off of gears, and because once you get that piece of metal in there, it just causes havoc and locking up and whatnot. I did not take my tranny apart from this one, but I didn't weld it. I'm not gonna lie, I just bought it from the guy and threw it in, and so I don't know what happened there, but I know with my transmissions last year I had so much trouble with is just obviously just now it's just the power. Them welds can't handle it. So, but yeah, that was a really long answer for a short question, but yeah, I wanted to emphasize, like, you know what I mean, like that's how much it changed over the last few years. You had back then I had pretty much had a stock motor, and now with the rules and what you can do, the power you can get out of these little four cylinders is absolutely insane. I mean, just a food for thought is that tranny alone is already under tension because the max it calls for that you can put to it is 163 foot-pounds of torque. I'm over that. So I'm already at a disadvantage because I'm over it. So, but Yeah, there's your answer, Kel. I found one.
Okay, good, good, good. That's all I needed. Yes, you did, or no, you didn't. But
Yes,
no,
yes.
but no. Levi helped me yesterday get my after we finished working in the woods. We come back and worked on my car a little bit and got it pretty much. It's pretty much ready to go. I'm just gonna do another Bolton check on it before we go back out this weekend. But it was so funny today. Just about 2 hours ago, I was washing my tires up here at the house because my water is spigots broke down there at the shop. So I was brought everything up to the house and I was washing everything. Well, I put the tires, the wheels and tires on the front of the four wheeler when I was going back down to the race shop. And Levi, you know how it's angled down, downhill.
Oh my
I hit a bump and
god.
there they go. All four wheels and tires just head straight towards the woods. It was so funny. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I had to go hunting I had to go find one of them. It was like almost, Levi, you know where Jungle Trail is from my
Yeah.
house. It was all the way down there by
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah, I had to track through the woods to go get that. And the other one, two of them were pretty close. And the other one, the third one I couldn't find for a while. I was like, man, where is this at? So I had to go get on one of the other trails and start looking for it. I thought it ran over into the other people's property, but then I found it. It was stuck against a tree. I was like, man, it was funny though. So I had to take them back up there and wash them again. But it was just funny. I thought I'd tell y'all. But
That's
Well,
some
that's gonna
that's
make
some
me want.
Tyler
That's gonna
stuff.
make me want to. That makes me want to. I'm going to double check and triple check every way I've got those tires mounted, everything, because I'm the only one here yet that has not had tires go rolling.
Yeah. Well, at least his was in his driveway heading towards the woods, not in the opposite lane. Not in the oncoming lane of traffic. So.
true.
Oh man,
But that was funny. Just thought I'd tell y'all. Thought
that's
you get
fun.
kicked out. But other than that, I'm pretty much ready to go, and I think Levi is too after he got his new brake system on and everything. So
Yeah,
we
well,
go.
with that, we found something else I got to take care of this week, which that was kind of what I was wanting to write back and talk about parts and stuff like that. Is like we always talk about like what it takes getting the driver, like just getting the experience, getting behind the wheel and all that. But one of the things we never really touch on is like what it takes to actually keep the machine as competitive as possible. Like all the updates you got to go through,
Oh,
all the
you
different
you
things.
win the races during the week. 110%.
Yeah,
If you win, you won through. If you race on a Saturday, you won it Sunday through Friday. You didn't win it on Saturday. 110%.
So that I mean that's what we're going through right now with mine. Is we initially started off, which most of my current problems actually started like we originally thought. I was like, oh crap, something's happened to this new motor. Because when I was out in the feature at Atomic, like I'd be just trucking down the back stretch or the front stretch, and the engine just sounded like it wanted to die. Got it back to the pits, and some other people, which is Scott Cheney's, heard something. He just heard the engine was running wrong, and I mean, unfortunately, like a person had a heart attack in the bleachers. Unfortunately for that person, but fortunately for me, it delayed the races by 45 minutes. Otherwise, I would have had to have scratched. Because at that point, we had the fuel pump off my car, had the carburetors taken off, fuel lines disconnected everywhere. We ended up going cycling through 2 fuel pumps, and I'm currently borrowing Scott's carbs to keep my car running while mine's off down at Hank Scott's right now getting rebuilt. But I mean, we've gone through that. I did a brake system changeover. I went to the new Willowwood system that INEX offers. Like even at that, just the performance wise of it, like the new system is 16 pounds lighter across the whole system compared to what I was using. Like just that update to change stuff up, the new motor that I went to, fuel pumps, fuel systems. Like it's like to actually comb through it and all that. There's a lot that you have to do just on the machines themselves to be able to keep the driver as competitive, as along with building up the experience as well. Which it's all stuff that I mean I'm enjoying learning it all because it's I mean, my second year of actually being behind the wheel of a car, it's pretty nice to actually get to learn all the stuff. But it really, to be involved with it, it really puts someone in the perspective of how much time and effort and money that it actually takes to keep a team competitive.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I talked about this a lot last season because I was having trouble with. Hey, I'm completely okay with aggressive racing. I said that, but I'm not okay with dirty racing. And it, like I said, was talking to a few guys at the track and everything. You spend at least I don't care. Listen, if you come off the track with a car that is you can pull it on, you finish the race, you did good. You got 2 days of working on that car, no matter what. Because even if the car is running good, you're still trying to get better. So you're changing stuff to make it better. It's always making it better or maintaining. Oil change or this wheel bearing now it's got a little plane and let's take it off. Because you're always trying to stop. You know breakdowns or something that could happen on the track or whatever. Um, but yeah, I'm telling you what, Levi, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I wish a lot of people knew. Really, the time that goes into these cars, it don't matter what level. It don't matter what level. I mean, I can groove tires just like a late model guy. I can go through all that. I check measurements. I check my toe. I check my toe for front and rear. I check everything. It's everything. So I don't. That's one thing about racing, and that's why we preach it on here. It don't matter if you're at the lowest class or if you're a late model guy or a sprint guy. We're all still doing the same thing in the garage, trying to get better, fixing what needs to be fixed or fixing what needs to be addressed or whatever. So I mean, and then when you get let's say you get in a wreck and you get all tore up, you got to put everything back together and then double check everything again.
Oh yeah.
Set your toe, set your camber. I mean, whatever you got to do. I mean, it's just it's a never-ending battle, and you can get burned out real quick,
Yeah.
real quick.
Which going back to like what we're talking about, like every time I do something, I'm finding something else.
Yep.
That's actually what's going to be. I mean, it's not a challenge to get it done. It's just with all the other commitments I have throughout the week. Is we were doing some testing and stuff on the car. When me and my dad got the brakes finished, I just gave him a quick spin. I was like, "Oh, this seems a little off. We'll get it later. Get it on a shot on the either." Well, we done that on Friday. I was like, "I'll either fix that on Saturday or we'll look at it Tuesday when I get the chance." Well, we had the ample time. I completely checked it over on Saturday. I was like, "This ain't gonna work." I took my right front wheel and just spun it, and just my rotor is so warped that the new brake system is like almost seizing the tire or seizing the wheel as soon as it spins and catches on the warp. And I'm like, I can't. This can't go on the track.
Yeah. No. Nope. Nope. That's the biggest thing I tell people when it comes to four cylinder stuff, and I'm actually gonna give a shout out to Cliff Bird on this because he kind of put it in perspective, and I saw a change big time. Brand new bearings, brand new wheel bearings, and brand new. Well, I knew that's what I'm gonna give him a shout on. He said, hey, you don't want nothing stopping. You want that car to if you push it a little bit, it'll go forever. And that's common sense stuff. But that's stuff I didn't really think about until he kind of thought of it that way. And yeah, so brand new bearings that's for sure. You don't want no drag on the car. You're obviously going to be faster. And one thing I tell everybody is brand new struts, brand new. If you're using an old strut, it's got 100,000, 50,000 miles on it. It's going to blow out. Then now your car ain't handling right. It's not acting right. It's not doing what you want it to do because you have struts that are got 100,000 miles on them, and now you're beating the heck out of them. So now they're blown out, not giving you the rebound that you need, or whatever. Because even new struts, like on a four cylinder, I mean, I get 5 races out of them, they're junk. So that just and that could be on a smooth track like Latrobe, or somewhere rough as hell like Dog Hollow, like it don't or Roaring Knob, it don't like either one of those tracks. It could be um, it don't it doesn't matter because it's just your car's getting a beating for because you're flying in the corners and stuff, so they don't last long. But go ahead and touching back on that, what you were saying, Levi, because I like to draw off and just I start talking and I can't stop. Um, the one thing that's absolutely terrible, the one feeling I hate the most in racing is when you work your tail end off all week in the garage with good parts, with to the best of your ability. You go out there and you break. Like oh man, I can't, like, look at that. You just did that motor, you know what I mean? Got it all done, all squared away. Bam, you were having problems. I've been there many times. I was there last Saturday. That I mean, I don't know how you feel about that stuff, but I know for me that's got to be the worst feeling in racing, is working your tail end off, going out to the track, and then still having part failures.
Yeah, the only thing I could think when I was going down the track is like, I got to make this. I got to make these laps.
Yeah,
But back of my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, like, how much is this one going to cost?
yeah, yep, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know how you guys think about it, but I just see this year, and because I don't see prices coming down. I keep talking about it, but because it's an actual it's actually a problem for racing. Seeing this stuff here happening, I think it's going to stunt dirt track racing as a whole. I don't think a lot of people are going to get into it. You know what I mean? Because now there is no cheap class. The 4 cylinder was the cheap class. It's not no more because it's taken over a lot of other classes. So
Right.
and some people like to do it for fun, but most people that get into it, they want to win. Who doesn't? Everyone who lines up wants to win. So but what it costs to win, not only your time, which you can't get back, but the money involved. I tell you what, I think it's really gonna hurt the racing as a whole. Especially this year. I mean, unless prices come down big time and parts you can get them. I'm telling you what, I don't see how this could help racing. Especially local racing. I just don't see how it could help. It can only hurt it.
Right. It's getting rough out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully things will change soon, man. This just everything, man. Like you said, you hit the nail on the head right there. Just
I mean, I
hurting a
know
little, man.
I sound like a broken record, but I mean this is
Yeah, no,
huge. I
but
mean, take it from someone who's been in racing for years. You know what I mean? Going on I'm 15, 16 years, I think. I don't know. I'd have to sit actually do the math, but who's been around for a long time, and I mean, I just don't see how this helps. It can't. I mean, and the tracks are going to have to pay more. I said this in the last podcast. They're going to have to, not and that's going to hurt them now. So now it's going to be harder for them to make the bill because now they got to charge us more or charge the fans more to get in. It's someone has to take the heat.
take the blow. Yeah,
Yes, someone has to take it, and I just don't know if it. If you now if you hurt the fans, you're hurting the track. The track owners and the promoters and whatnot and the staff because now your concessions are down. Now it's a whole big shabacle. But if the fans got nobody to watch, then what do you know what I mean? Then the fans ain't gonna come because there's no cars. There's not a car count. It's just I just don't I just don't know where it's gonna go. I mean I hope it changes, but it's just I don't know. I really don't. This is the worst year I've ever seen, racing wise, um, with parts, with money, with all expenses. It's just I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and just go from there, I guess. But I mean, there's two tracks this year around my area that didn't open up from last year. So
wow.
yeah, Thunder Mountain and Hidden Valley. Hidden Valley, I'm not getting into that, but they're not open. And Thunder Mountain was like a last minute ordeal that they decided that they weren't going to open this year. Um, and I said it before, I don't see Dog Hollow racing. They ain't getting the car count. And they ain't getting the fan count. Eventually, it's going to catch up with them. So I don't see them in the next couple years. Them staying open much longer. Um, it. I don't know. I never thought this day would come. especially being around, like I said,
Yeah.
being around it forever. I never thought this day would come.
I hope it changes soon. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
So,
got to.
I
But,
know. Little shout out to Rob Williams. I actually watched his race last night. He was at Skyline. I actually don't even know. I think it's in New York. That boy, he travels all over the place. We gotta get him back on the podcast. You know what? Maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll get Rob back on here, and you see what he's been up to. See what his plans are for the SCDRA Northeast. He's got a full schedule this year. Uh, Added a few races on, a few different tracks. He's doing a hell of a job.
yeah,
But
he is.
Mm-hmm.
but I know. I mean, he's having car trouble. He had a fast car last night, and he was running second. He was working his way around the leader. He was really trying to find the what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say the safest way, but he was trying to. He was going to the bottom, going high. He was trying to find his groove to get around the guy because he was kind of in his line, and he did have him a few times, and then the caution came out. But he ended up breaking. I think he broke a motor mount, 2 struts, broke his header. I mean, he just so it caught. That was probably a $800 night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it turned pretty drastic, pretty quick. But
You're saying $800 night. You're saying $800 night, and we talk to Cliff almost every day, and we get to Thursday, and he's like, "Well, it's $1,000 Thursday. Got to go buy some more parts. $1,000 worth of parts."
yeah,
I don't think last week they ran that sprint car for the first time. Nicholas did, and he did really good. And they didn't tear up anything or anything, so he was like relieved. He didn't have to, you know, buy a bunch of parts. So,
yeah,
but
Yeah, they passed that joke right along because then it went to me because I ended up getting a set of tires and a new brake system. So here was me with $1,000 Thursday.
yeah,
yeah, he was just happy it wasn't him.
yep.
Give it to Levi.
He can have it back. that hurt my pocketbook a little too much.
Yeah, it will. But hopefully we won't need to do that too much this year.
Yeah, that'd be good. I know if I have a year like I had last year, I'll be done by June. I'll be
Yeah.
done by June.
You better not.
I know. I think. Listen, I went through enough last year to go that I should be good for the next 5.
You
That's
went through so much last year in the first 2 months. It's like
yeah,
more than most people have in a year. I mean, or 2.
yeah,
It was just wow.
yeah. So this year I don't know. It didn't start out too great, but I think we're gonna be okay. I know I'm heading to Latrobe on Saturday, and I might go to Dog Hollow on Friday just to run through the car to make sure it's doing okay. And with this new clutch system I'm using, and with that
Transmission.
training, yeah, and the training I put in there. So because I don't want to break on Saturday. If I'm gonna break, I'll break Friday. But Saturday
Right.
I want the car running tip top because we got a heck of a chance. And we got a heck of a chance Friday too if we get it figured out, and we have no problems. But we'll see. But you guys got anything else before we head?
I
into
got
the news?
no, mine's kind of news. Go ahead. That's
Okay.
all I got.
Oh, Levi.
Well, what I was going to say was kind of touching on the news segment too. It's just kind of a thing I wanted to feel in on a local event with the way the weather, like we was talking about all the rain and weather and all that. It's a track in Kentucky that the Tri-State Series is on the verge of having a race at like that. I think they got, what is it, 2 weeks from now?
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to have a race. That track got hit by a tornado on Friday.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it tore the facility up. Bleachers were tore up. Facilities were tore up. Like and the thing is too is they are doing everything they can. They are doing everything they can to get that track back up and running for this weekend, or for the upcoming weekend on the 14th. Like
What
they're already
what track
saying
is
we're
it?
still paying Lake Cumberland Speedway.
Mm,
Like they're still even guaranteeing the payout and everything if they're able to get that track back up and running. But they're asking for as much help as they can trying to get the things built. looking to try to rebuild, like their concession stands got destroyed. They're looking
So,
for buildings and stuff like that, like someone that can help with the buildings, like pre-built systems, even just all that different kind of thing, either through money or through sponsorships or something to try to get that track back up and running.
there's some of their catch fence got tore up too.
Yeah, like they posted several pictures on Facebook on their Facebook page about it, but they said the pictures don't really do justice to everything that happened. It looked like even their main sign going into the track got uprooted.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
hopefully
nuts.
people, racers across the way, can pitch in.
That's
Whether it be money or
yeah.
time or whatever.
Yeah. Which I imagine so. I mean, that's the one thing about um, the racing scene is everybody's tight, and honestly, it's any racing. When I was in moto,
Right.
everybody was um, came together. You needed a part, you needed something. Guys came together and they helped everybody out. I imagine it's going to be. Actually, we had a track up here in a motocross. It was so. Long story short, someone went into the track. They were under 18. They went with a friend, and they signed off on him. But obviously, it wasn't his guardian or parent. It was his buddy's dad or whatever. He ended up getting hurt, and his actual parents sued. A
Well,
lot of racers came together and stuff, and just people in the area, and really kind of helped the owners through that phase. They ended up like beating it, and then they just it was just how everyone was talking and coming together, and some of the I think they had like a petition going around. They did a bunch of kind of stuff, but it ended up saving them. It ended up saving the track, and it was that was really nice. So I imagine the guys down there in, by Lake Cumberland, they're gonna help out, and the community will help out, and they'll get back on track. I don't know though. I don't know if they're gonna rebuild a whole um a whole track in a week.
They're
Catch
going to
fence,
try. I mean,
bleachers, the like you said, all the facilities is all tore up. Whew, that's a tall order. You gotta have a lot of hands, but we'll see. Yeah, definitely keep me updated on that. We'll keep everybody updated, and
will do.
we'll let everyone know what's going on. So the only thing I got for news here is the SCDRA Northeast. Like I said last week, May 28th at Midway Speedway in Crooksville, Ohio. Early registration's good until the 14th. You get a 75 now. After the 14th, it's gonna be $100. So you save yourself 25. If you plan on going, you might as well just save yourself $25 and just register now. You can do it through if you go on SCDRA Northeast Facebook page, we have a link to the Facebook page on our website. Yeah, you can. It's right pinned to the top. You can see it. You can send the money to. It tells you where to send the money to. You can set a PayPal, Cash App, and it shows the payout on there too. So that's about all I got. So, do you guys have anything else for news?
Um, I got the races that are coming up for Legend Cars. Friday night, the Tri-State Legend Car Series is at MRP Raceway Park. They're going to have it's a late model special there, but they'll be racing their series race there. And then Ohio Valley Legend Car Series will be racing a point night Saturday night, the 14th. But on 13th, the night before, they're having just a kind of a practice day, but they're going to actually do some races on a practice day. So they got some guys coming in from North Carolina and a couple other places. So they're just going to try to get a practice session in before the next day and stuff like that. But and also, I just want to hit on a guy I graduated with down in Texas. His name is Jeff Sexton. His son Wyatt has been racing just a couple years in the junior limited modified division down there. It's for kids under 16. I don't know what they start at, but I know they're under 16. He's 15 years old, and he won a race last night, and I thought that was pretty cool. 15 years old in one of those cars,
Yeah.
racing with kids, all his age. And I just wanted to give a shout out to that. I saw it on Facebook today. I thought that was pretty cool, and I sent him a message to see if I could talk about him on the show. And so, congratulations to Wyatt on that awesome win.
For sure.
And
yeah,
I know Jeff's a proud dad. Jeff used to race a little bit, and now his son's kind of taken over. So, yeah, I know he's proud. So, congratulations to him.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I wish he was. I wish you were as proud as he is of his son.
Oh my gosh, we're proud of you, Tyler. We're proud of you. Proud of you getting your car ready to go so you can go race next weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
What you got, Levi?
I believe I don't really have anything else on my end.
Did I take your thunder on the news on the legend cars?
Not really. I mean that you pretty much covered everything I was gonna say.
Awesome.
Well, Levi, you want to hit the sponsors?
Yes, sir. We'd like to thank First Guardian, Scioto Smiles, Southern Ohio Speed, Texas Auto Ranch, NK Tuning, and Cliffbird Chassis. Those are people that are helping us keep this podcast up and afloat, and the list could grow. If anybody out there wants to become a sponsor, just get in contact with us, and we'll get you the details and give you all a shout out on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, you can get a hold of us through Blood Eagle Racing Podcast at gmail.com, or you can get us through the Facebook page, just at Blood Eagle Racing. And yeah, come on board. It's the greatest podcast on the radio.
I do have one thing, Tyler,
What is it?
and I can't believe we didn't say this at the very beginning. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there
Yes,
listening.
yes.
And then they put a time into their husbands or kids or whoever's racing. I know a lot of mothers out there, busy with racing. Kelly Bird, Nicholas's mom, she's busy with him, and Levi's mom goes with him when he races, and it's just, I mean, it's great to have that support from family.
Yeah.
Dude, my last solo venture out and all that, she was turning wrenches on the car.
That's what I'm talking about. That's dedication. That's dedication right there.
I was up under checking the oil system, and here she was in the back half with the fuel cell and all that, doing anything I needed to have done back in the back half while I was up under the car.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. But all right, yeah. Well, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Thank you, Kel. I can't believe I forgot about that. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in, for sure, and we will catch everybody next week.
Worldwide.